I want to teach you today how to be able to wash your raspberries safely so they'll actually stay fresh 2 to 3 weeks and you won't destroy them in the washing process. If you're just meeting me, my name is Amy Cross and this is the Cross Legacy, where I teach you how to save money on groceries. 5 years ago, almost exactly right to the day, is when I had put out a blog post called Strawberries in a Jar that ended up going viral everywhere, and it ended up in the media all around the world and even had a TED Talk because of strawberries in a jar. Today I'm going to walk you through some of those tips to safely wash your raspberries and some other berry tips along the way. Normally I take my large bowl and I will put the produce items in there and then go fill it up with water and add the vinegar. But with raspberries, I have learned it's much better if you start with the water in the bowl first. If you forget and put your berries in the bowl first, just try to move the water over to the side as it's spraying into the bowl, and don't directly put the stream of water on the berries. For washing produce, I use 5% distilled white vinegar. You do not want to add any baking soda to this. If you add baking soda, they will neutralize each other and they will not do the cleaning properties that you want it to do. It is 1/4 cup of 5% distilled white vinegar to 10 cups of water. These berries are absolutely beautiful. They are large, but I also want to make sure that I'm so gentle with them that they don't fall apart. So I'm not going to just dump this into the water or into the colander later. I'm going to take a couple at a time and place them in the water. I tried to pick out any mushy ones as I'm putting them into the water and any leaves that I can also grab, but these will float to the top, so I want to make sure that I'm continuing to bob them down. This is a great thing to put a little on if you're trying to keep them busy for 2 minutes. As we're letting these soak for a second, I just want to talk about pesticides on your berries. I know that many people are worried about pesticides and how you can wash them off. I honestly believe that there is no way that you can truly wash off pesticides on your produce items because it's in your groundwater as they are irrigating. It is being in our soil and it's growing into the plant. So the pesticides are already built inside your plant when you go to buy the produce items. So the best thing that you can do is make the best choices you can. Buy it organic as much as possible. If you can find local farms that are no spray, that's also a great choice. Try to grow some of your own berries, but again, just give yourself a little bit of grace. This method that I do teach kills off all of the mold spores, 𝐂𝐻𝐿, Listeria, and any of those other harmful pathogens on your produce items, and it's breaking down some of those pesticides. But again, it will not truly remove all of them. I'm just going to do this right here and then we'll go to the sink and rinse them. But I normally scoop the raspberries out really gently and then I'm going to set them gently in the colander to rinse. I rinse these really gently with the shower spray and not the direct hit of spray on them. And then we are going to put them on this plate. I like to be able to dry raspberries on a plate, and that way I can move them around the kitchen if I am trying to get them out of the way to make dinner. I also make sure that when I'm putting them down on the plate, I don't want them sitting there like a cup because they will collect the water in the middle of them. I will turn them upside down so they look like a hat on the plate. And I do look in almost every single one of them to make sure there's nothing hidden inside. All right, raspberries are going to take around 2 to 3 hours to dry, so that's why I like to do them on the plates. I do use a paper towel with raspberries because they will stain my towels. So you can use a cloth if you want to, just know that it will leave stain marks. If there are any that are still good but might be a little bit smushed, you can hand those directly to your kiddos. Once these are completely dry, we are going to put a paper towel inside a wide mouth quart jar and then gently place the raspberries in the quart jar. Now, normally I suggest using a plastic lid on any berries because they do release some moisture naturally and you will get a little bit of condensation. Strawberries seem to be the worst ones for releasing the condensation, so I try to always put a plastic lid on those, which are porous and will let a little bit of the air and condensation out of the jar. When you're using a metal lid that is completely airtight, you might want to just check it every day or so to make make sure that you're not getting too much condensation built up in the jar. If you are, then you can just take the lid off in the refrigerator for a couple hours, or take a towel and wipe on the inside. When you're getting berries fresh in season and they are coming to you locally, raspberries and blackberries will last 2 to 3 weeks. Strawberries are pretty good about lasting 3 weeks, no matter what time of the year that you get them. And grapes will actually last 4 to 6 weeks. Blueberries will last 6 to 8 weeks. So don't worry when you go grocery shopping to get a large amount of different kinds of berries and be able to spread them out throughout the month. If you are able to get raspberries in season and you can buy them by the flats or go pick them yourselves, make sure that you are washing them first, and then you can flash freeze these on a tray and then put them into bags or containers in the freezer, and that way they won't stick together and you can pull them out and use them all year. Make sure that you're following along. I teach all kinds of different produce hacks to help you save money on groceries. Raspberries are one of the 75 produce items I have in my Zero Waste Produce Guide to teach you how to wash and store your produce so you can have zero produce waste too. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you have a question about produce items, make sure to ask them in the comments, and I probably already have a video up on the channel to help describe how to wash and store the items. I am happy to send you links, and I answer questions and comments all day long.